Hey, are we cooked artists? This situation that's been going on Twitter today has been kind of interesting to say the least. Or well, it was yesterday. I only caught wind of it today. But this is a AI art situation that has happened on Twitter that more or less broke it because this is something that a lot of people wasn't really expecting. It's something that I've talked about as a possibility and kind of the reality of where things were heading, but it's never really taken off to this extent. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about this specific piece in particular, this AI slop, if you will. So this is something that was posted yesterday, and as you can see, it has 6.9 million views and 187,000 likes, almost 200,000. That is crazy. That is fucking insane, especially for some AI slop. This is what I was talking about in my social media video in the terms of this is what you got to go against, dog. And it's even worse the further we go into this, but I wanted to actually cover this in particular just because I wanted to go over the subject again, because I know not everyone watches every single video I upload, and so I thought this might be a good way to bring up some points that I brought up in previous videos, but with this account in particular, because it's always very funny when you look into these AI slop accounts. But I will say that my reaction when I saw this, and then actually, because I'm gonna be honest, I was the same as everybody else where I was just scrolling through my feed. I saw this like, oh, all right, it looks kind of cool. It's whatever. I don't really give a fuck. And then I saw this tweet, and then they said broke down when I saw this as AI. And then when I went to the account, I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh God. I was like, oh, we are fucking cooked. I was like, what the fuck? And you know, that's really the ultimate reaction of a lot of people. And then you have a lot of other discussions going on involving this in particular, which I'll go over in a second. But yeah, you know what? As I was saying earlier in the last video, social media, all this shit's fucked, dog. This is literally just a game of brute forcing this shit and seeing who can sit there and put out the most shit that's going to get traction in the algorithm. That's literally all this is. So when you go to the AI slop account, at least they don't actually hide that it's AI. So I mean, it's not like they deserve a round of applause or a pat on the back for disclosing something that should already be mandatory anyway. But they at least disclose it. They say, hey, illustrations were created with Niji Journey. I never heard of it before, but I guess it's like a fork of Mid Journey. Couldn't really tell you, but it says that plus Stable Diffusion and then plus Clip Studio. Honestly, dog, I don't know why any of these fucking AI accounts even put Clip Studio on here. There's not a single person that actually gives a fuck whether or not art is AI or not is going to sit there and look at it and be like, oh my God, they fucking put Clip Studio. You know, good on them. They're at least putting in some effort. No one's actually going to say shit like that. They're just going to look at you and be like, well, actually, realistically, they're just going to roll their eyes. They're be like, oh, okay, buddy. Clip Studio. I don't know why you actually didn't really do shit. Let's be real here, right? Because realistically, they didn't. You can sit there and put Clip Studio all you want on there, but it's not like you're going to get some brownie points, or artists are going to find more credible. They're going to find you more credible and be like, oh, you know what? You're not like other AI slop creators. You're not one of those. You're actually trying to be like one of us. No, you're not. Not even close. Because when you go to their page and then you look at their media tab, you can sit there and see a bunch of art from Miku, right? And all this is and you know, here's the funny part. This was all more or less posted within the same day. And that's the sad shit. That's what I was talking about before in the past. All these accounts do is literally just brute force the fucking algorithm. So you got this one. You got it actually literally just from about like 18 minutes ago, they posted this. Then they had this same time today, like 1 or 2 hours ago. This literally 18 minutes apart, dog. 18 fucking minutes apart. 10.9k views, 464 likes, 6,000 views. You know, like they're literally just brute forcing the fucking algorithm. 36.7k views, 1.1k. To be honest, dog, the only thing that they're probably using Clip Studio for at this point is to write this fucking watermark in the bottom right corner, their username. That's literally, I guarantee they're not using Clip Studio for anything else, just so they can type that text and call it a day. That is it. But yeah, all this shit, they're just sitting there farming engagement, dog. Literally, all of these have been posted within the same day. And this is what I was talking about earlier. How the fuck does artists compete against that? You can't. This motherfucker's brute forcing the fucking algorithm. I can sit there and post one piece, and then I'll be spending 3 or 4 days working on the next one while this motherfucker is churning this shit out like it's a goddamn factory, just chewing up the fucking algorithm. Because here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. There's only so many fucking impressions in this fucking world. Only so many eyes that can see your shit per day. And when you got slop like this fucking popping these bitches out like they're babies, and they're just fucking eating up all the attention, you can't fight that. You can't go against that. Is their accounts only going to get bigger, and people are going to be so not even paying attention if this is AI or not. They're just going to swipe, like, follow, continue all their day. No one's not going to read those fucking they're not going to read the usernames. They're not going to do any of that shit. You got to realize as well too, a lot of people in this fucking TikTok age, a lot of people don't have the fucking attention span to do really anything that involves looking or trying to understand something for more than a couple seconds. It doesn't work that way. These motherfuckers are just gonna sit there and look at shit and be like, that's fucking dope. Like, all right, continue on. Then someone tells them it's AI, and they're like, oh shit, that fucking sucks. All right, move on and just unfollow or whatever if they actually have ethics and morals, and then they'll sit there and do that. But most people are so fucking casual, they're not gonna give a shit. They're gonna be like, oh, this looks fucking dope. But yeah, this is one of those situations where when you look at it, like, here's another fucking piece: 155.6k views, 5.1k likes. And it's clearly banking off the other posts that's been gaining a fuckload of traction. And this is all pretty much posted all within the time span of 2 days, or really you can sit there and say a day and a half. You know, it's fucking sad. It's really sad when you realize as an artist, this is what you have to go against. And the fact that you can't actually really do anything about it. You can't sit there and get this banned. You can't get it taken down. There's no rules that say you can't post shit like this or how frequently you can post it. The only thing you can do as an artist is just be like, fuck, this sucks. Now, another discussion that I've been seeing going around because of this trend is there's been some artists hopping on the quote retweet ban, where they'll quote retweet this and then they'll draw their own interpretation of this. And then you got people that are divided saying, you're just giving more attention to this, you're giving exposure. Why are you drawing AI fan art? Because ultimately what people are viewing this as is this is AI slop. So you draw your own interpretation or taking this to try to make something else and then quote retweeting it. First of all, you're bringing more attention to the AI slop. And then you're kind of more or less just, you know, people are viewing it as a way of like almost making fan art because you're making something your own style that is just doing something that AI slop made. And so you got some people that are ethically and morally divided in a line saying, I don't know if this is right, dog, or hey, you know what, fuck them, dog, fuck AI, let's make our own version and who cares about this shit. Personally, for me, I'm in the middle. I don't really have like a hard stance left or right. I mean, you can sit there and say, you know, making your own interpretation of this is going to be just bringing attention to this, and you're just making AI fan art slop, when in reality, we should be sitting there ignoring this and dubbing it. But the thing is, it took over Twitter, dog. So many people have seen this already. There's no shot that you not sitting there quote retweeting is going to hide it from 1 or 2 random people. It's just, this literally did go over all around Twitter. You have pretty much a lot of fucking artists talking about it as well too. So, I mean, whether you want to look at it from that point of trying to not bring it more exposure, I don't know, man. And then the idea of taking it and making your own interpretation as a fuck you to AI. I don't know if this is really a big win to say F you to AI. Couldn't really tell you. Is if an artist goes and makes their own interpretation of the AI slop, then some might see it as, oh, well, you're sitting there proving that AI does make good ideas and that they're not as soulless and heartless and unoriginal as people have always claimed. You know, at least that's what AI bros are going to say. And I can sit there and see they will latch onto that like nobody's business. They're gonna be like, oh, see, we told y'all AI is here to stay and it's doing some cool shit. That's more or less what they're probably going to pivot too hard, especially after this situation, seeing how much this shit's blowing up. They realize, see, y'all said the AI art isn't good. Clearly it is. You know, I can sit there and see those discussions coming a mile away from tech bros. So honestly, I think it's a decision you yourself have to really come down and decide for yourself whether or not you think is right to try and reference or source this or try and make your own interpretation of this because you think it's still a cool fucking idea. You just hate that it was AI that came up with this. I mean, that's kind of really up for you to decide. And that's part of the reason I want to make this video, is just to sort of see what discussion there is around this and just sort of see what people think. I mean, again, my thoughts are just like, I don't know, it is what it is. It fucking sucks. I don't think that trying to not quote retweet it or not bring awareness to it is something that's really going to do much, because again, it took over, again, almost 6 million views. And I think it's better at least people are aware that this is AI than not know that it's AI. And then as well too, on the other hand, taking inspiration from it and then trying to make something with your own hands and actually try and make something that's, done by an actual artist yourself, that can be seen as a bright side as well too. And instead of supporting AI slop, you can give them support an artist who actually made their own interpretation instead of this. So there's different ways or different opinions around this entire subject. These are just my thoughts. Doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. Just literally opinions. And that's why I made this video, so I can see what everyone else thought, because it's always interesting to see discussion around this topic. But yeah, made this far into the video, consider joining my Discord. I would love to hear your opinion on this. Consider giving the video a like, subscribing to the channel. Let me comment below what you think. Have a great day. Yeah.